Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and it is Toyfair 2025 once again. Today, we are heading to the McFarlane Toys booth for some really cool DC Multiverse reveals. We actually have a lot to talk about. Yes, to answer your question right off the bat, of course I asked them about Mattel's acquisition of the DC Multiverse line. And here, I'm going to tell you, before I say anything, there is no underlying message. There is no, maybe I should think about that. Maybe he's trying to tell us something. It's not like that at all. Yes, sometime in 2026, whenever that may be, I'm thinking we at least have another year of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. Mattel gets the DC Multiverse line. That's it. They're going to be making DC Multiverse in whatever that entails. However, it would be a possibility, possibly, it's not set in stone. There is nothing concrete, and you can comment below if you would like to see this happen. But lines like Superpowers, Batman 66, some of those things could have the potential to continue at McFarlane Toys. However that kind of folds, however the outcome ends up being of that, because it's all being discussed, right? There is no outcome. There's no, yes, this is happening. There's no, this is happening. Other than Mattel in 2026 gets the DC Multiverse. And then you'll have to wait for all the other parameters and everything else. But like I said, comment below if you are a fan of, let's say, Superpowers, Batman 66, much like myself, and you would like to see McFarlane Toys still tackle it. I personally would like to see them do it because I don't want to see them go away. Not to say that Mattel wouldn't continue it, but let's make it so that these do continue and there's no like, are they, will they, that kind of thing. But yes, as per their announcement a couple days ago, Mattel will be dealing with the DC Multiverse going forward in 2026. However, there was some really rad stuff on display at the McFarlane Toys booth. A lot to talk about, like this new McFarlane Toys digital Superman. And I will say this, and I think a lot of people will agree, this is probably the Superman that everyone has been waiting for. He's got the bright blues, he's got the black outlined S, he has a decent head portrait, it's Superman with a cloth cape. That looks pretty cool. Yes, I would love this one because I've cobbled together, as you've seen in my DC Multiverse videos, you take the Crisis body, you put a Superman 1000 head, and there you go. He's got the spit curl, the S. It looks cool. I definitely dig this Superman. He's got those big hands, but at least it's Superman. And that's all we can ask for at this point. Now, over here, DC Direct, there were some statues. These are all ones that we have seen revealed. There were some superpowers. These are all ones that we have. These are all ones that are being sent out now. If you're a crowdfund supporter, or if you want to go to GameStop, the vehicles from that crowdfunder are hitting those stores. You can get them on Entertainment Earth, things like that. But they're just cool to see. I've yet to get into mine. Toy Fair was coming up, very busy. But I think that this was one of the real standouts, especially to me. This is Super Friends, much in the vein of Batman 66. This one being a red Batman. You'll have to help me out with the Super Friends. I'm assuming it's a clone, something like that. He comes with a Batarang and a little walkie-talkie kind of thing. And yes, it is a Platinum Edition. Now, you're probably asking, what is this going to be a Platinum Edition of? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's Batman, but more on that in just a second after we talk about Sinestro. These colors, the designs, these are awesome. I love this. And he comes with the yellow construct pliers. That's really cool. It's like he's going to pull some teeth out of Hal Jordan. All of this is awesome. I want these. These are all coming spring 2025. Then you have the Batman, which of course that would be the Platinum Edition, right? The red one. Now you have this blue and gray Batman. He looks fantastic. If you like the Batman 66 look, which I definitely do, I will have some more Batman 66 videos once I get back into town. Finally got the Wonder Woman wave and some of the others I've been missing. We also have Lex Luthor, which again, that's classic Legion of Doom. Lex Luthor, the purples, the greens, everything. You'll have to help me out. I have no clue what he's holding. I believe it's some sort of key, something like that. Again, you'll have to help me, but I like the little jet thrusters on the boot. These are awesome. These definitely stand out to me. I think this is one of the best reveals from the McFarlane Toys booth for Toyfair. These are just a lot of fun. They're everything that I think of with DC Comics. They have that old school flair that I like with the Batman 66. And then we have Hal Jordan with a Green Lantern construct bat, which is totally fitting. That's a great head portrait. That's like a limey green. Everything looks cool. I am very excited for these, if you can't tell. So I will be getting all of these because it's going to go with my Batman 66, the New Adventures of Batman, all of that. I'm thoroughly enjoying the retro throwback. And wouldn't you know it, the last figure of this Super Friends line is going to be the Riddler. Again, I think he's got a great head portrait. I like the colors. You got the purple question mark. Everything just looks stellar on him. But wouldn't you know it, it's a red platinum, so we all know what that entails. Now, Solid Wave, Super Friends, revealed. Very cool. Up here, we're going to be doing some DC Multiverse. You already know about the Fleischer Superman, but have you seen the new Jim Gordon? Yeah, that's pretty darn cool, I have to say. Now, this may very well be a cobbleization of a few things. And I'm not faulting them because I have to say that it came out pretty darn cool. I'm very excited for Jim Gordon. I think that he is a very crucial type figure character for the DC Multiverse, especially Commissioner Gordon sometime in 2025, most likely spring, something like that, will be a Walmart exclusive. So keep an eye out for him and I'll have more details as it comes up. Then we have the Final Suit Batman, of which this is one of those ones where it doesn't do much for me. It's something new. It is a mega figure. It's really not that interesting. It shares some parts and pieces with other released figures, but it's just okay. It might be your cup of tea, but it's definitely not mine. And then moving on, we have some characters, some figures that we've already gotten. Those are on shelves if you want them, which leads us to Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl will be the third figure in that new McFarlane Toys Collector's Edition line. That's the third character that they were hinting at and going, hey, oh, we don't know which one yet. Well, they saved her for Toyfair. Shayera Hall will share some parts and pieces with the Wonder Woman figure. I wonder if she'll be on that taller side. You know what I'm talking about? She's got some reused wings as far as I can tell. I like the head portrait. I like the colors. I think that Shayera is looking good, and it's a figure, a character that we definitely needed for our collections. Now, around the time when this new McFarlane Toys Collector's Edition wave starts to hit, there will be another variant of the Mr. Terrific with the purple and the yellow. This comes from the Justice League action cartoon. It's kind of like a way to get another one out, a different color variant, if that's your thing. Just an FYI, it is a red platinum, so it's a chase. You know how this goes. Buy now. Doesn't do anything for me. But hey, if you want them, you can keep an eye out for them. Now moving on to Target, we have two gold label exclusives. The first one being Green Arrow Connor Hawk. I do apologize. I thought I had better photos. They were very blurry. I will go back and I will take updated ones. Along with a very stellar looking Hourman. Now again, this one's going to kind of be a reuse of the Spectre. I think he looks cool. I'm stoked to get an Hourman. He looks pretty spot on. Again, Connor Hawk, Hourman will be Target exclusives. Then you have the Killing Joke Joker, of which I did ask them. It looks like it's just going to be Amazon again, but stay tuned for more information on that. They have more to show for the Justice League versus King Kong and Godzilla Superman, which, again, I like the colors, the reds. This one looks pretty cool, although they didn't paint the belt loops. That one's it's like a back and forth kind of thing. I do like the head portrait. I think it's fitting for battling Godzilla. So in that sense, I do like this Superman, even though I always talk about the teeth, the overly sculpted teeth. And then we have Godzilla, who's around 12 to 13 inches tall. So he is bigger than the King Kong figure, the one that came with Batman and of course Metallo with the Flash. He's actually pretty cool. I think you get a lot more bang for your buck if it's going to be $70, but they're still expensive sets, just FYI. We also have, of course, the Batman, the King Kong, the mini bats. You get the mini Superman with the Godzilla versus Superman. And then coming down here, we have the new, we'll say, gold label edition Batman Nightfall. He's in gold and black. This is got kind of a variant for the old Kenner line. That looks pretty cool. They did not have the exact details on where and when this will be available. All of these will be spring to summer 2025, just depending. But keep an eye on my social channels and everything else. I'll tell you where you can grab this guy exactly. But yeah, he's pretty cool in those color schemes. To keep going, we have reveals that we've already gotten, store exclusives, things like that, and coming to these variants of Batman. Now, these are kind of interesting to me because on one hand, you could totally skip them. On the other hand, you could be like, yeah, I totally need the multicolored suits of Batman. These are fun variants. These are not important to your collection by any means, but they are cool. And that's part of the whole, this is kind of fun. So they're both red platinum chases. Yeah, more of that. So keep an eye on those coming soon. No exact details on which wave, but just FYI, they will be coming fairly shortly. So more on that in just a few. Moving up here, this is always exciting to me, and I'm very stoked that we're finally going to be getting the Batman the Animated Series Target exclusive line for the collective build Bruce Wayne. So yes, he is coming. Not to worry, they kind of flip-flopped with the last wave that just came out. This is the Hardak Batman, again, from one of my favorite episodes, and then of course you have one of my favorite Batman movies, The Phantasm. Hardak comes with a briefcase that when you open it up, which I totally thought it was going to be the robot from the first Hardak two-parter, right? But no, you open it up and it has Batman's costume inside. So that would be cool to see how that looks. Then you have the Phantasm, which totally stoked on. Andrea Beaumont, looking oh so good. So yes, these are all set for spring 2025. Again, with the Build-A-Figure Bruce Wayne wave. You also have Poison Ivy. She comes with her plant. She comes with extra hands. She comes with the torso of Bruce Wayne because it's just how she would roll, right? And then you have Bane, and he looks pretty darn cool. He comes with the arms of Bruce Wayne. He comes with hands, and he comes with a barbell. So all of these, again, spring 2025, Target store exclusive, 4 characters, build a Bruce Wayne. Yes, they do have the cell shading, so hopefully that'll be a lot better than we have seen in prior Batman animated releases. I'm very stoked on these. Fingers crossed that they come out looking as good as they look in the packaging, because you can only tell so much when you do that. But a nice spread for Batman the Animated Series overall. And then, of course, they had the Bat plane on display. This thing is so friggin' big. It's insane. Moving up here, the next wave of the 7-inch Page Punchers line, you get Damage. Now, Damage is one of those characters that you could say is in the Justice Society, the son of the original Adam, things like that. I think he looks great. You can kind of tell which body he's using, mixed parts and pieces, yada yada. The Justice League Unlimited me loves this type of character. Then you have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Hands down, this is one of the best looking action figures that McFarlane has ever done, provided she comes out looking as good as she does look on display here. That is the cover right behind her, recreated, brought to life. That looks awesome. I love the hair. They sculpted it beautifully. The face looks good. You got the windswept mini skirts. And yes, they painted her actual thighs flesh tone with the boots and the gold and everything else. Definitely looking forward to this one. This one is high on my list for the reveals. Well done. Again, I just hope she comes out looking as good as she does here. Followed by the Kingdom Come Superman. Now, here's something that always bugs me. You never see any white temples on the Kingdom Come Superman figures for whatever reason. He's on the Crisis body. He has a new head portrait. Seemingly, he looks to have everything except for those white temples. But if you zoom in a little bit, nope, he totally has some white temples on the side. So I got you. Just wanted to make you sweat a little bit. But yeah, he does have it. He looks pretty cool overall. He's got the cloth cape. Very stoked to have the Kingdom Come Superman. And then this one in particular, we have Starman, which I think that he looks pretty darn cool. Legion of Superheroes. That's a nice one to get. Tom Callor. I'm very stoked. I have to go back to the booth anyways and check, but I'm going to make sure he's got that ring on his hand. Again, I like what they're doing here. You can see the body type they're using. He is a red platinum exclusive for the new Page Punchers wave, just FYI. There is a lot of frustration in the chases and the platinums and all that kind of stuff. But hey, at least there's some great stuff coming, so that's a plus, and I still need to grab a Shazam. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. So thank you so much for tuning in To everyone out there who has joined me on my 2025 Toy Fair excursion, thank you so much for the support and look forward to a lot more reveals. We'll have more discussions, and until then, I will leave you guys with that. Adios.